Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, I assume we got arrested because we're in the detention center on September 8th at 3:37 p.m. It's the visitor's room. I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me. And the prosecution, alright then, flash them, will be in on it, of course. Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right. Mr. Wright. Oh, Maya. Great. They let you out of detention. Okay, we're not in detention. Fair enough. I mean, I suppose we wouldn't be, would we? Because when you think about it, it's like all we're doing is assault. We're not murdered someone or something like that. Just now, yes. It's all thanks to you. It's like, Huh. And I'm afraid we've switched places. Have we? What? You mean you... I explained what had happened to Maya. I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you. This has gone too far. Alright, puffing up your mouth there. Like, Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I can do? Well... Defend me in court. Alright, you can be my defense lawyer tomorrow. Alright. Huh? Leave it to me. I am Mia's sister. After all, lawyership runs in our blood. Doesn't it? Ghost powers that run in your blood? I had better run to the bookstore and pick up a copy of Law for Rookies. Oh dear. Wait. What? I'm kidding, it was a joke. No way. No, really, I was kidding. But thanks, it's good to know you're on my side. And there really isn't anything you can do for me anyway. Oh dear. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay. Then come to the trial tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. We'll see about that. Times may change. Yet with crime, it's the same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings are no longer realistic. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. What is this kind of dystopian future we live in now here? Almost all finish in a day. Most of a guilty verdict. Sounds very, Cardassian, really, doesn't it? I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case. The true culprit appearing as the star witness. This is it. Tomorrow, it's him or me. It's better that way. To be continued. I mean, straight away. I mean, you know. I like how it saves and then says, do you want to save? It's like, what's the point? September 9th, 9:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Phoenix, look! Prosecutor Edgeworth. I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony. If I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What does White have? The judge... What? Does White have the judge in his pocket too? There we go. So, you're saying I'm going to be guilty. End of story. I'll do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright. Anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth. You've changed. Huh? Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, Phoenix Wright. Phoenix? Well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait! Your defense attorney isn't even here yet. They're not... I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Well, it was obvious that was going to happen. September 9th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 1. Whoa! Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor. I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of a witness to the defendant's crime. I see. The prosecution may call his witness. That went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Do it! Mr. Edgeworth, you owe an explanation to the court. Why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Mr. Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time, I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great. He gets to show off and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Ugh, look at him. It's a face you want to punch. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name? Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear. Do my locutions be elocutions, won't it? Alright, confuse. Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corp. Did you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey, or Maya Fey, whatever? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gateway Hotel that night of the murder? Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there? Ahem. Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White. You may begin your testimony. I can't rip this guy's testimony apart. I'm done for. I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing. Oh. I hope you have made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. Alright, here we go. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. I was quietly reading to you some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Alright then. And then it was all over. We need to press him here, really, don't we? If things occurred as you testify, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Like, flimsy at best, mate. Very well. Defendant, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. We need to press him here. We need more details. Alright, so. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. I have no qualms with that. I was quietly perusifying, or that's reading to you, some papers at the window. Let's see here what we got in terms of our stuff. So we've got the floor plans. Okay, the floor plans are there. May testimony. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right. Says fits at the moment, but she was caught and struck. Okay. And that doesn't really tell me anything there. The wiretap, thinker. So I'm thinking time to remove blow from blunt object. The only things that really work right now are maybe the blueprint, like the floor plans, so we have an idea like the area and stuff like that. And also the fact that she ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. That's all we've got at the moment, so we're not getting anything in terms of papers, so I'm not going to press him on this. And I heard a bedlam coming from outside. How? How did you hear a bedlam? A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see. Continue. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. Seems fine. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Press him on that. Spiky-haired? Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was surprised, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Alright. Can you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Indeed. This is going to be where the right is going to come into place, isn't it? This aspect, like, you know, the victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. This is going to be it, isn't it? Of course. Comprende, I understand. The victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. I mean, that fits, though. Because if she ran to the left... The victim dodged... Oh, no, it's May's testimony. Yeah, so from her angle... Yeah. From her angle, it would have still both gone to the left, but she said she's gone to the right. I was thinking, like, from the point of view of the killer, it would be to the right. But no, if it's May's testimony, she would have said left as well. So that's what we're after, isn't it? Yeah. Victim was attacked by you and ran to the left. So that's the contradiction there. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always abso-positively perfect. What? Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. The victim ran to the left and you gave chase. So, there we go. Indeed. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated that the victim ran to the right. Oh ho ho, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here. This is where the floor plans could have come into it as well. And the victim, here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. Ah, so it's like, I'm trying to think from his point of view, she would have ran to the left, because he's thinking from his point of view, because he's the killer. Like I said, so his point of view, she did run to the left, May she ran to the right. She would have been running into a dead end. Don't you find that odd? Very strange. I did see her run to the left, I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True. Maybe he really did see the victim run left. He did. So he did witness the killing. He did? Wait a second. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Miss May says right, Mr. White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Both are right. Both witnesses are telling the truth, for once. I doubt it. Rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean? He was not viewing the crime from the hotel. If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. More specifically, he was standing here. I am to show the court where Mr. White was standing. Well, there.
Take that!
This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him, it would appear that she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes in ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Order! I will have order! Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion. The postulations of this defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem a bit far-fetched. You provide us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing. The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well. Let us hear your revised testimony. Good luck. You can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Alright, here we go. She ran to the left. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her, and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see? We hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? But then that would be in the autopsy report. That does seem to make sense. Will you be cross-examining the witness testimony? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. I mean, what else do I have at this point? I mean, what else could I use here? Yes. It's like, murder scene. What could I press him on? What remains of the glass light stand broken beyond all recognition? I suppose that could come up? I'm not entirely sure here at this point. Well, carry on. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left. We'll press him on this. What do you mean, first? First? That is what comes before what happens next. You do speak English, right? Please sit back, relax. I will try to use simple words for your benefit. First, she ran to the left, and then you hit her savagely. That is what I saw. I didn't hit anyone. Now, Mr. Wright. There's no point hiding things from this court. I'm not hiding anything. What the? The prosecution requests that the defense refrain from interrupting the testimony. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Why is he mad at me? Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. So were you watching both times? I suppose I was. And please excuse me for not testifying to this sooner. What do you think, Phoenix? I think we got him right where we want him. He slipped. Let him laugh for now. I'll soon wipe that smile off his face. Miss May's testimony was correct, as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left. It's gotta be the autopsy report. It's like just one blow. Like the autopsy report would say one blow, would it not? Then you hit her savagely. That's what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. It's got to be the autopsy report. It's got to be, because that would show 2 attacks. If they were competent, that is.
Objection!
Mr. White, the victim died from a single blow. What do you have to say to that? Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it you who told this court you were absolutely perfect? I will refrain from using this phrase from now on. Your Honor, if you could ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. Emphatically even, request that there be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we want justice! Blah, 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 don't let him get away. Oh, very well. But the witness would care to revise his testimony. The crowd's on my side, no slipping out of this now, White. Mr. White? Okay. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then the next moment I saw Miss Maya run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwop. It's all about that thing, isn't it? Thwop indeed. Very well, may begin your cross-examination. Mr. Your Honor? My stomach, you see, it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Alright, here we go then. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Yeah. What thing? You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing? Huh? Oh, that? The glass light stand. Alright, the one that had fallen over at the scene. Phoenix, does something about that strike you as odd? Yeah, very odd. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? Yes. Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. Witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked. Definitely the floor plan.
Objection!
Mr. White. It was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. What? Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of the murder, yes? Correct, Your Honor. Now, look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that? Ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand, yes. So, when did you see the stand, Mr. White? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen it from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Mr. White? Mr. White? You did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor, it's Maya. Looks like we're about to get our verdict.
Objection!
That's far enough, Phoenix, right? What? Oh, I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now, What? I said you should confess your crime. Go. confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Ah, goddamn Edgeworth. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, explain to the court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like the way this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do? Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office, and by whom? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered Mr. Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw that accursed light stand. Yes. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Mr. Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made his position quite clear. He was determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. White would like you to believe that... Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White has been to the office well before the murder took place. When he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. Mr. White, you'll testify to the court about this wiretapping. Ahem, leave it to me. I feel faint. The wiretapping. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw this glass light stand. Oh, you saw the stand before the night of the incident. And this is how you were able to identify what had fallen over, by the sound. Correct. That is right. I see, very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. Gah, what am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. Thanks. Alright then. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. Where? Does he even know that? Why did you tap Maya's phone? You fool, don't tell him that. That has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. That doesn't even make sense. That is when I saw the glass light stand. Damn it. There's nothing there for me to press him on. Oh, maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. I had entered the Fay & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That's when I saw the glass light stand. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess it made a lasting impression on me. Such a beauticious, alright then, thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. Damn it. There's nothing there for me to press him on. Maybe he's rattled enough that I can bluff something out of him. Guess we'll just try this one then. Do you have proof? Of what? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Fay's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Huh? Right. I had entered the Fay & Co. It gotta be this one. Was it really you that went into the office? Or was it Miss Fay May? Ah, damn it. Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found in the Fay & Co. law offices. Those were obviously Mr. White's. And if I know Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. Now, Mr. White, That's why you went to the Fey & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. It's like, what can we do? Beyond all recognition, it's like, I don't know at this point. So maybe where I get stumped. I'm thinking we have to bring up the wiretap at some point. Uh-oh. Don't tell me I've run out of ammo. Tisk. I'm afraid that's as far as you go, Mr. Wright. The time has come for you to admit your defeat. You fought honorably. No, I don't give up yet. No more. Can't take this anymore. Mr. Wright? Are you giving up? Yes, Your Honor. Phoenix! What? Phoenix, over here! I know that voice. Maya? Never give up, Phoenix. Maya? Okay, so, I think that's a brilliant place to end this part. In the next part, we'll try and figure out why we can see ghosts now. Ta-da for now.